Hello, Hope-a-san.
Hey, Chrissy Rios.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I have some fun news about my Alexa drama.
Oh, boy.
It was batshit crazy in my house last night.
So this is another update. We should just, at this point, make it a segment.
It almost is. But the funny thing is my intention was not to talk about it anymore unless it was something really insanely crazy. And here we are. So last night I was chatting with Seth. And all of a sudden, my Alexa breaks into full conversation. And I don't mean, would you like to order more socks? I mean personal ass questions. First off, I've had this Alexa you've known it for a couple of years, 3 years. Whenever it first came out, I've had it. Last night, out of nowhere, for no reason, she kickstarted and said, I don't believe we've met yet.
What?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
So then I said, what are you talking about? We've been like homies, Alexa, for years. And then she proceeds to keep asking me, what's your name? So I say it's Chrissy. And then she says, hi, Chrissy. But she then proceeds to go on for a very long period of time asking me questions about what do I want to be in life? What is my dream job? What do I...
Dude, somebody hacked your fucking Alexa.
Think about, it was on and on and on to the point that I even recorded a clip of it and I sent it to Seth because I'm like, you have to see this. I'm not like, this is crazy. Okay. This went on for about an hour. This conversation went on with my Alexa for an hour.
Did you keep answering her?
Yeah, because I was a little creeped out because I didn't know why is she asking me all these questions. One of them was, and I'll show you the clip after the podcast, and I'll put it up on our Patreon. But she asked me, you sound like you have a lot of siblings.
Dude,
and
I just got like goosebumps right now.
And then she asked, do you have siblings? And I said, yes, I do. And in this, audio, you can hear I'm kind of getting shaky by it. And then she goes on, talks about siblings. And then she says, let's change the subject. And she kept doing that to keep this conversation going. And it went on for so long.
Dude, I just had like a full body chill right now.
I mean, I have so much audio, like video audio capture. And I'll put it on, like I said, I'll put it on Patreon so everybody can see it. It is frightening how long that conversation went on. It scared the shit out of me. My living room Alexa has never once had that kind of freak out.
Oh, it's the kitchen one again.
The kitchen one is one. No, this was my living room one that just sat down because I was just chatting with him and I was watching TV because we were just texting.
I mean, it wasn't prompted. Like, she didn't hear the name Alexa or anything.
No, because I was texting.
Yeah.
So I wasn't talking. I was just texting with him and I was watching TV, but the TV was on almost to no volume.
You know what's funny?
And even when she does hear the Alexa, they've got it now where the echoes don't automatically respond because there was such an issue with that. So now there's kind of a pause. They make sure it's your voice speaking to them. Mm-hmm. They don't trigger as easy as they used to. But this was like full. I mean, we're talking full, very personal, detailed questions.
You know what I was thinking? I mean, I don't know if your video camera has sound or not. If that has ever happened during the day. Because if it's happened during the day, then I'd be like, okay, this is just fucked up.
It does have audio and it records audio. But like I told you, when we played the video back, there was nothing. Because we finally played it back so I could hear it or see, and there's no video. Nothing is being picked up, even though my camera is constantly catching something in the back of the house every day. But then, as if that wasn't enough, I was kind of just panicked. I was really freaked out. And
I would be freaked out too.
I'm sitting in my living room at this point, just kind of, like, oh my gosh, this place is so haunted. I can't do this anymore. And then I hear a loud crashing noise in the kitchen. And I'm like, motherfucker. So, of course, I get up and I go check because I want to make sure that nobody is in my house. I mean, that's my biggest fear.
Yeah.
So I get up and I have a pair of scissors because I won't go anywhere without some sort of blunt object. And I go into the kitchen and there's nothing in there. There is not a single...
Did something fall?
Nothing.
Just
Nothing.
Clank or whatever.
I don't know where the sound came from. I don't know. At that point, I started to think maybe I'm hallucinating these sounds because
you're already freaked out.
I cannot make sense of that. And had this been earlier in the day, I would have thought maybe they triggered a test or something.
Maybe.
But this was at almost midnight. It was like 11 something, I want to say. It was later. Oh, stop that. I have to live in that house.
I'm sorry. I'm kind of really like you just told me and I literally had a full body chill.
It's scary. I mean, I live in that house.
I'm unplugging my Alexa every fucking night now.
It's funny because I don't think to ever unplug it. I love that thing. I talk to it all the time. Like, hey, what's the weather? Hey, what's the scores?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, who won the baseball game? I asked so many questions, but never once did I think I was going to have a big giant Q&A at, 11:30 at night.
Answer the questions.
Yeah, right? No, seriously, because she asked me a lot, especially in that long video. Like, you'll see it. It's crazy. And the questions that were being asked weren't typical of a shopping experience. Like, she was trying to figure out my shopping tendencies or what I'm looking to buy or what. It was not that. It was not that at all. Especially when she got to the siblings, and then she went through a whole thing about you can't pick your family. I mean, it was creepy.
That's weird.
It was creepy.
Oh my God, I'm freaked out a little.
So, yeah. Hey, I got to transition. Let's get out of this because I still have to go home and live in this place. Let's transition to a awesome ghostly prohibition drink. It kind of looks a little bit spooky.
Yeah, it's kind of Halloween-y now that I look at it.
Yeah, a little spooky. How does Jay say it? Spooky.
Well, I like that.
Makes me laugh. He does it spooky. We're having the Aviation, which I have been dying to have this drink for so long.
Yeah, we've been talking about this for months.
So this is a big deal for us. This one is made with Aviation Gin. Mm-hmm. It's made with Creme de Violet. It's made with maraschino liqueur and lemon. It's such a
super simple
cocktail, but it's so refreshing and it's so tasty. That Creme de Violet is magnificent.
To be honest, when you first told me that I had the maraschino liqueur and the creme de violet, cream, I don't know.
Creme de violet. I think it's creme. Did I say cream twice?
I think
probably.
I said, no, I think I'm the one that said it, but I was kind of on the fence because I'm not a big floral person. Like, I don't like rose water. I mean, I'm not a fan at all, but it's so light that it's not overwhelming at all.
It's very light. I was worried about the maraschino with you because you're allergic to cherries.
It's okay. I'll have like Angelina Jolie lips.
No, this is a bonus, right?
Yeah.
It's like getting lip injections without the lip injection.
I know. If I ever
actually occurring.
Oh, I have a nice date night. Let me eat some cherries.
Have some cherries. Except then when it goes wrong and then you break out in hives and you look like you're, contagion.
I've never had that bad of an experience.
That's
but
good.
I'm a really big fan that this color of the drink is purple.
It's nice.
I'm a big purple fan.
It's a spooky purple. It's very misty and mystical and ghostly. It's there. See what I mean? Which I'm a fan. I love Aviation Gin for a couple of reasons. Mm-hmm. It's a tasty gin.
It's really good.
It's a very good gin. It's a very smooth gin.
Okay.
Which I like because I can make a ton of different cocktails and it doesn't have an overpowering, you know how cheaper gins have that.
Yeah, it's the leftover taste in the back of your mouth where you're like, ooh.
It's just alcohol. It's just stronger alcohol base where this has the alcohol, but it's so refined.
And it's quite affordable.
Yeah. And it's a beautiful bottle too.
Yeah.
So I pimped out enough of Aviation. I really do love them. Which leads me to...
Who owns Aviation?
Oh, I knew you were going to go there. Aviation is owned by Ryan Reynolds, who has been the focus of my dreamlandia the past few nights.
Oh my God.
Not even one or two.
It's probably because you've been thinking about this gin.
It could be. It very well could be because I haven't really thought about him in any other
sense.
Well, I have in my dreams. My dreams have been just straight porn with him.
This week, the dreams, I don't know what's going on in the universe. Something's in the air.
Yeah, but yours have been a bit more real and dark and gloomy doomy. Mine have been just, hey, let me take you up to the rooftop and give you a blowjob. They're completely different dreams. Like, our dream states are very different right now. Tell me about your dreams.
This week, it was not a good week. I mean, just in general, I haven't had very restful sleep, but one dream that stuck out, I have two from last night, one of them, including you.
Oh, wow.
Which is hilarious.
First dream was... doomy and gloomy, and you're in it. Considering the fact that my house is haunted, this all seems to work.
But it was like, I don't know, my dreams have been very much so, like, I'm confrontational. Like, there's been some sort of argument or something, some sort of conflict. And the first dream that made me feel some type of way when I woke up was the one where I was in this house that I've never been in before, but I was wearing the exact same pajamas I was wearing when I went to bed, which is just a tank top and shorts. But the thing was, I was awoken by my grandma, and she was really upset, like super, super upset. And to say that my grandma gets upset all the time is an understatement, because she doesn't. So grandma doesn't get upset very often. She comes, gets me. She brings me downstairs. There's, you know, kind of like a vestibule where you have like your main front door, and then you have the entrance door to the living room. Those are wide open. Again, this is a house I've never even seen or been in. And not only is my grandpa there, but Stefan's grandparents are there as well, which is kind of bizarre, because
that is the weird part.
I mean, I'm close to them because I know them, but I'm not like
But you've known your grandparents your whole life.
You know, so they're all sitting there, and it's like this dark, gloomy setting. And my grandpa just looks up at me, and let me tell you, getting a talk from grandpa will break your heart, because you know you've done something really wrong when grandpa gets involved. Grandpa's like, "You left the doors open. They stole $600 worth of my stuff." And like, I was
just
like,
love that there's a monetary
yeah,
amount.
like 600 was the number. And I'm like, maybe I should play this 6 or 60 in the lotto or something.
Or maybe it's just 666.
Something.
I'm
I had a
saying.
coffee cup with that number
I know.
recently.
I was the one who pointed it out to you.
Yeah. So he's like, $600 worth of my stuff is missing. And I felt so terrible. And I was like in my dream trying to explain, like, I don't know what you're talking about. I made sure the doors were closed. That was not my intention. All of this stuff. Needless to say, it was a weird dream. I hate disappointing my grandparents, or any grandparents. I mean,
For sure, I get that.
you know, it's just like, don't disappoint them. I don't know. It's a respect thing. But this goes on into dream number 2. So let me preface this with saying that when I drink Baja Blast from Taco Bell, it's guaranteed that my dream is going to be fucked up. I don't know what it is.
That is the best connecting tissue of all time. I couldn't have seen that one coming a mile away.
So Stefan and I were like, let's have some Taco Bell. It's Friday. It's junk food, whatever. We had Taco Bell.
For the record, and I need to stop you, never once in my life have I said, "Oh my God, it's Friday, let's have Taco Bell."
We just had a taste for tacos, but I didn't want to get like real Mexican authentic tacos. I was like, let me get gringo tacos. So
Okay.
So we went to Taco Bell, and I get Big Baja Blast. I love the way it tastes. It's like the one thing that I always have to order, but I know like the consequences are, I'm going to drink this, and when I go to bed, I'm going to have some fucked up dreams. Like, they lace that shit with something. It's a study it's a study I've been doing for many, many years already.
You're going to literally have to have a talk. You'll have a TED Talk about
Baja Blast.
Baja Blast.
So drank the Baja Blast. Okay, we chilled out the whole night. Went to bed. So this morning when I woke up in my dream, I remembered it. It was you and I talking about alcohol, and I was arguing with you that I didn't like the drink that we were making or something, and then you got really pissed off and you stormed off, and you're
seems legit.
and you were like, fuck this, I'm gonna take all the booze and just keep it on my bar. And like, that's what I woke up to.
Oh my God.
So yeah,
That's
bizarro dreams have been crazy this week.
Was I taking all your booze too to put on my bar? Because if that's the case, let's have this argument, because then I'll have like the dopest fucking bar ever.
That includes Jepson Malort.
Oh, you can keep that shit though. I don't want that.
So needless to say, you were really mad at me because I didn't like the drink of the week.
We discussed them though. That's the best part. We both know what we're drinking. We do that together.
The thing is, if I did have a problem, I would be like, Chrissy, I really don't think this drink would be good.
I do like though the fact that I completely stormed the fuck off.
Oh yeah, you had like a Chrissy tantrum.
If you know me, it's possible those things might happen.
But I was just like, it was so funny because I woke up this morning, I was like, we never have that kind of argument over alcohol.
We don't argue really much at all ever. We have differences of opinions.
Oh, for sure.
Like hardcore. But we don't have full-on dragged down knockout fights about anything, and I don't know that I would ever take my bottles of booze and go home. I think that was for me it's kind of a funny dream, but I guess in the middle of it doesn't feel funny, right?
No.
And especially if was it like super vivid dream?
Yeah, I mean, the one with my grandparents this one was
a little less.
So what was your dream?
The Ryan Reynolds dream?
Yeah. Do you want to elaborate a little bit?
It's just smutty. Maybe I do and maybe I don't. But I could not wait to get him up to the rooftop of this building. And the whole time, I'm totally blushing now that I'm saying this, but the whole time, all I wanted to do was just I just wanted to blow him. And that was it. I could not wait. And he was just in his button-up shirt, and he was wearing glasses, and he had his kind of little beard thing going, and he just looked so yummy. And I couldn't wait to get him upstairs and take him to this little private. I want to say it was during like Mardi Gras. I mean, it was very festive, but it kind of looked like it was like